We are away again. Fuck's sake. This mouse, man. Man, it's so rough that this takes so long. Actually moving between screens isn't half bad, it's just when it's doing something like that that is unskippable. Here we go, 4 more of these. I think I prefer the immersive experience of the PC version, where you can choose to only be immersed by the parts of the game that are not slow. It's 2 this time, isn't it? There we go. Wow. I was very upset about that load. That took a while. To do that sick 270 spin there because looking to the right there activates the zip node. This is a part of the game where the mouse gets very laggy. Jesus, that's bad. Why does it lag so much? You know, that's probably what it is. No. It's probably the wind blowing my cursor off course. Right, 3 pokes of this thing. Has to be 3, I accidentally did 2 last time. That's good, that's what we want. Now we can get schmoving. at the door handle, but we can skip the door. Ancient raccoon proverb. Disc 2 is the yellow one. Saying the colours to myself so I can try and learn them, because they're wrong, like, in my mind. My mind has, like, built-in association between numbers and colours, and these discs do not match that. Uh, 3 and 5 are correct, actually. We love disc 3 and 5. Skip the birds, but we can't skip the guard tower. At least we get to listen to birds all the way through. Like 90% of the atmospheric sounds in this game is birds. It lags a lot in places where there's an animation, like an active animation on screen, and it loads those screens a lot slower. Which is all fairly understandable. I'm such a loser. It's okay, well, it's just a little bit of time loss. Go. Sprint through the laggy bit quick. Get away from this fucking lag dome. I waited through that instinctively because it's unskippable on PC. However, I can't remember if I should have just skipped it. So that's go away menu. Surprised the sub going down isn't skippable. I think whatever this run is, if it's good, I'll probably submit it for the board. But I'm pretty sure I need to buy an NTSC copy to be competitive. Like every time there's a cutscene, it's running slower. I'm pretty sure they all just operate slower. Maybe. I don't know if they could do though. Can they? Because they're synced to the audio, so that would be weird. Maybe I'm just talking shite. Unskippable Sanas. Right, submarine moment. Remember, like PJ said, it's 233, and then the way back is 23132. 23123. Jesus. Excuse me for just like randomly coming back to it half an hour later, but I just came into my mind again. What are you actually, October, what are you actually doing in Unreal 1? It's got to be like some specific project you've got in mind, right, to want to learn something like that. Oh, that's interesting. You're trying to make that like in a state where it can be distributed and played by folks, I guess. That's very, very cool. I've done a little bit of research into the PS1 SDK and the Saturn SDK. Which I'll be hoping to try making some stuff in. That'd be really cool. It somehow doesn't surprise me with all the other development trauma that that game had, that they couldn't fit an engine switch or two in there. Not even to get it to Unreal 3. That's very cringe, though. Though, was it Unreal 1 or was it like a Ship of Theseus? They've kind of rebuilt everything Unreal 1. Because that's the main counter-argument when people are like, oh, they're still making... Bethesda's still making Fallout and Elder Scrolls in Gamebryo. And it's like, is it really Gamebryo? Has it been Gamebryo for a long time? It's Gamebryo with stuff cobbled on, but I'm pretty sure they've cobbled on so much that it's, you know, Ship of Theseus has taken over. I believe Myst... The engine of Myst is like a Ship of Theseus version of HyperCard. For the original Mac version. Which is why the ScumVM Mohawk engine internally refers to all these different screens as cards. That bit's really laggy as well. It's got to be the water. Shit, wait a minute. We missed one. Because I'm dumb. Mouse, please, please, mouse. We don't have time for this. This will be a lot of time save over that last attempt we did, though. Did that last time, I think, as well, didn't I? Get a bit overzealous trying to skip things. Disc 4, that's the blue one. Is that just like out of necessity? Is that like the oldest possible thing you can get hold of? Oh, we got the 50% man again. I see. Yeah, I mean, suppose it's unsurprising in a way that you get hold of how the state Duke Nukem Forever was in 2001 and realise, oh, it looks like they might have been having trouble developing it. I suppose there's nothing stopping you from using a modern engine, like with enough work you can make it look like a 2003 release. But then it's a question of the authenticity. Okay. I guess they kind of ended up in a state where it was taking them so long to make it, they were just constantly one step behind everyone else. If they had any hope of wanting it to be like... Well, it would have been marketable anyway, because they have name power, I guess, but they just wanted it to be constantly on par, but having to constantly reinvent it to get there. Which I sympathise with a bit, because on a significantly smaller scale, we have the same problem at work with certain pieces of certain software changes we try and accomplish. Yeah, that sucks. So it sucks that it ended up in that state and then came out and was bad. So you're part of like a fan project team trying to rebuild that the cool 2003 version we could have had. That's awesome, honestly. Is it pure C back then? It's probably a bit early for plus plus, isn't it? Disc 3's the green one. Hey Zen, I agree. It's really dumb that it's doing this. Oh, fuck off, mouse lag. This is another scene where the mouse is just awful to control. It's having a really bad time right now. That's cool. Laggy ass mouse on this screen as well. That's gonna get a lot of attention when it comes out, I bet. That's gonna be like... That's gonna make some waves. You might get speedrunners, can you imagine, like, the speedrunning community arising around the 2003, the rebuild of the 2003 version of Forever. Ooh, I need to check that out. It's fine. Developers and speedrunners. You know, it's a love-hate relationship with devs and speedrunners. A lot of devs take this tactic of like, that's a cool trick for speedrunners that most users aren't going to run into, so we'll leave it in. But you can't do that really when you've like only finished a fraction of the game. The ultimate rocket boost. They'll find another way, you know. You'll go through it and think like, oh, I've removed everything that the speedrunners were using. They'll find a way. I don't think anyone would on purpose make a game not speedrunnable. Modern games, I think I know in general, are just sort of going that way. Because they all turn into like huge fucking open world adventures, and it's like nothing in this shit's gonna be skippable. Because that was the one I was thinking of, yeah. That one had to have different categories, like they have Kill Run Rock, which is just getting to the end of the main story, but then Hogwarts Legacy has that bit where in order to actually finish the game and get the credits, you have to reach like level 34 and then go to the House Cup. So there's a category where you don't have to win the House Cup and a category where you do. I see you, Joffre. Thank you for saving me the mental energy. Fucking picked up the wrong disc. Oh no. That's the wrong disc as well. Red one. It's the red one. It's the red one. Shit. Oh, you... Oh, okay. You just tried to... Let me see. It's 6, 9, 15, 17, 22. You got me for a second. I'm glad you said they were not actually the right ones. You got me fooled because my one does actually start with 6. It was like the one number I'd looked at. Whoops. Surprisingly a lot harder to go the right way. That's quite common as well, isn't it, October? Like, Bethesda always do internal speedrunning competitions. And in the non-game 3D application that we make at work, we also have a few unofficial speedrunning categories. Switching, yeah, we can't skip the doors. I'm switching to controller here because the fire marbles are an absolute nightmare with a mouse, as we learned last time. So we'll lose a little bit of time just because of the slow mouse here. Yeah, it is weird but interesting what does and doesn't end up being skippable in the console versions. This is so much better with a controller, I can't even describe. Yeah, I know, Zen, that's why I like playing all these console ones. Even though it's so slow. I could have skipped the thing going down there, I just unfortunately did not know what the skip button was on the controller. Okay, we're back to the mouse. That is extremely true of anything being run on... any missed game being run on console. I'm not sure if we're going to make it for record, honestly. I would be surprised. I'm pretty sure we're going to have trouble because of the PAL NTSC difference. It was worth doing this, I think, to see how much that would be an issue, because it's absolutely not an issue in Myst, and they might have made the same mistake in this, you know? It might have the same quirk. I'm pretty sure we are just going to end up wanting to be on NTSC. Go, skip. I know, right? It's like we're getting a little bit more vertical resolution, I guess, but also just bad version of game. Really slow version, like Mario Kart players. If I was a big fan of Mario Kart, I'd be pissed. Because that game literally does just run slower. It's not accounted for at all. Going controller here because this is disgusting. Can't remember the name of the software that they used. I have looked it up before. But I'm sure they did the equivalent of that in whatever software it was. Right, we can kick back for a bit because no part of Gen's speech is skippable. So how's everyone's day been?
I apologize for the cage. I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen. I assume you've heard of me. Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes. I even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed. To be sure, the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one. I'm sorry, this is
See
all a
what
bit
random
awkward.
stuff's happening on Facebook.
It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people
One of my
here
friends
have
from
already
college
made
went to
their
see
minds up about
Paramore
me
last
one
night.
way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer. Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven. Many have suffered because
weird
of it.
weird little
The
hitch.
island has been steadily
May have just been
decaying for
changing
years.
file or something.
But according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the Fifth Age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... Well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety. In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively
This is
harmless.
a lot of FMV,
I mean,
not gonna lie.
the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature.
This is an amount
But
of
I'd almost
FMV.
come to accept their presence. It seemed inevitable under the circumstances. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them. And as far as I can tell, she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. I must admit, though, that my concerns were
like
not
the
entirely
ramifications
for
of
her
that plot
safety
twist.
alone. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. Although I'm sure Atris desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state. Which brings me
Here's
to
the
the
one we
point of all of
recognise.
this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it.
And we get the mouse back for some
If I may.
reason.
Thank you.
My mouse keeps moving because it's tangled in the controller's cables now, but we need it right around here. See, it's just... That's the spot.
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
Hello, Radicu. Nice to see you. You've activated Zen now, who is a cat. Three 1-3-2-2. A PS1 Riven load remover. An SD card solution for the PS1? I'm not sure. The PS2, rather. I'm not sure. It can't be via the memory card slots because you can put games on them, but they load a lot slower than the disc. You can put hard drives in PS2s, and that might run faster, but I'm not sure how that works with loading PS1 games from it. I agree, Rad, but I'm very glad that they're there, because it's very cool to just have, like, incentive to go and check these out. I had an attempt just before you joined, so I've seen it before today. And I've seen it in Japanese when I was doing Saturn. But yeah, this isn't something I get to see very often.
Back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book? You did it. We're all free. We're captured again. But there's still his followers. I'm not sure what I'll do once I realize he's gone. I'll have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible.
Can I put the controller in now in advance?
I know it's risky. It's the only way to signal Atris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as I can, but don't wait for me. Don't forget, the portal combination's in my journal. Good luck.
I don't get why, like, Catherine disappears and then it's like, hey, do you want to just sit? Do you want to just hang out for like 10 more seconds? We do literally just stand here until she goes and linking books out. timing on that one is awful, but second try is like actually okay. That's true, Catherine probably doesn't know scope skill. Let's get back to the mouse there. I think that's the last time we need to switch between controller and mouse, because the final Starfisher code isn't that bad compared to these. I don't know if you ever get like diegetically locked in place, if you know what I mean. The only time I'm aware of is after you do a safe spot teleport. Yeah. The human models in Riven are going to be interesting. Okay, well this isn't going to world record, which is fine. Oh right, are they doing the Unreal 5 mega humans? That is going to be weird, but potentially a very good thing for Riven. Yeah, I haven't done any bad endings in Riven at all. I would have to learn it on PC first. Also, this is on PAL. I'm pretty sure I'm losing a lot because this is PAL. Thought I would give it a try. In case it turns out that it's faster for some reason, like in Myst, but I don't think it is. Yeah, I remember you saying that you thought this best ending might be more or less free because you hadn't really routed any zips. Like semi-free at least. Which is why this run has been moderately clean, which is why I'm thinking like maybe this is because of region differences. Oh fuck. Yeah, fair. 45414. So finicky with the mouse. Did I do it wrong? I split too early. That's fine. Yo, we got second place.